Hey everyone, happy Monday motivation and welcome back to another episode of No More Excuses, where we dive deep into the world of entrepreneurship, say that 10 times, business success, and we create alignment for personal and professional growth. I am your host, Sandi Ballard, the Badass Business Coach, and that's how I help my clients and help you. So thanks for being here, for listening and sharing the podcast with others. Today, let's get to it. We're tackling the topic. We're going to dive deep into it. The fear zone of many small business owners, the dreaded financial trifecta, lack of access to capital, insufficient cash flow, and the quest for consistent revenue growth. Wouldn't that be just wonderful, right? So buckle up because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to help you turn those fears into fuel to get you going, to get you excited, and step back from that fear of where is it coming from next. So first up, lack of access to capital. It can be the boogeyman for, all entrepreneurs, for many entrepreneurs. It's hiding in the closet right there. It's under your bed. It's lurking around the corner, just waiting to jump. But you've got the vision, you've got the drive, but when it comes to cash, to get started or even expand, you're hitting walls. You're not sure where to get it. So here's the deal. We got to get creative. Look beyond traditional bank loans, explore crowdfunding, pitch to angel investors or just investors, or consider partnerships. And don't forget government grants, which I just came across one the other day. I believe it's called Amber Grants. So if you're interested, and you're a female, sorry to dudes, hit me up, direct message me, email me, Sandi@sandiballard.com, and I will send you that link because I didn't even know it was out there. I don't even know how I got on the list, but I have it in case any of my clients need it for you. So local business programs also like SBDC can help as well. They have a lot of free workshops, and they also have retired, a lot of times, owners, VPs, CFOs that can help you, especially when you need funding. They can get you to that level of what the banks and SBA want to see. There's money out there. You just need to know where to look and how to sell your vision. That's the biggest thing. When you're passionate about it, people will see you light up about it. But there has to be a little more to get money than just the excitement, right? When I first started my first business in 1994, I approached my father for an investment, but I didn't just say, "Hey, Dad," and have my hand out. I wrote a business plan. It wasn't as big and in depth as some of the ones I help clients with now, but it was good enough to get the loan. But the kicker was I wouldn't have gotten it had I not included a repayment plan for him. Just because he was my father didn't mean he was going to give me the money. And I didn't expect him to give it to me. I repaid it, and I repaid it very quickly as well. So think about that as well. Never just expect, always be prepared. So moving on to the bane of our existence, insufficient cash flow. There's times where, you're good to go. Everything's, flowing in, but then it kind of hits a wall and it ebbs and flows. Business ownership, especially small sole proprietor stuff, even multi-million dollar clients of mine sometimes have issues with cash flow. And it's something you have to pay attention to, but something that can easily get out of control. You've got to start looking at where you can cut unnecessary expenses, negotiate with suppliers, and don't be shy to chase down people that owe you money. If you work for clients, they owe you that money, right? Don't feel bad to ask them, and don't feel bad to have an upfront contract. Ask for a deposit or a retainer as well. Years ago, I had a client in the UK, and one of the biggest things she was doing, she was setting up her consultation business. She was afraid to send that invoice, even though she was doing work for a client. It was her first client. And she's like, and it's like, why do you feel bad for asking for payment for the work you've done? He's happy. It's a little more difficult if something happens, but make sure you send the invoices, make sure you have the upfront contract of how the payment's going to go. Now, consistent revenue growth. Let's talk about this. It's the holy grail, right? To get there, you need to understand your customers better than they understand themselves. Dive into their needs, their wants, their pain points, then tailor your services or products to solve their problems and solve them so well that they can't help but throw money at you. It's easier to I guess grow our own clients than go out and find new ones, right? And we're always on the lookout for new revenue streams, but let's start thinking out of the box and diversify. What more can you help your clients with? So, and sometimes that can be hard if you're just, if you sell like one product or have one service. But even like myself, I have my books, I have team building workshops, I do speaking gigs, and I'm coaching. So I have a little bit more than just the coaching, right? So, all right, enough about the problems. Let's get into some tips that you can automate, tips that are easily implementable. And there's tools out there that can handle everything from accounting to customer relationship management. But there's also ways and connections I have or that you might have that can help you as well. You have to ask, but you have to use the tools. Your time is too valuable to be spent on tasks that software can do. So tip number one, well, that was tip number one, sorry. Tip number one is use the software that's out there. Tip number two is network like your business depends on it, because it does. Your next opportunity could come from a conversation at a local business meetup or chamber event or a BNI event or provisors. There's groups all over the place. You never know. I mean, I know people who get business out of church and bunco groups and just coffee shops, just talking to people. LinkedIn is getting stronger and stronger as well. So the biggest thing is just get out there and make your presence known. And I know for some of you who are highly introverted, that can be hard. Find a buddy if you have to go in person. And there are still groups that are online, but it really just depends on what you do for a living, whether in person or online is going to have the best bang for the buck, so to say. All right. And so finally, tip number three, educate yourself. Knowledge is power. And the more you know about managing finances, the better you'll be at it. Read books, take courses, never stop learning. I promote the hell out of Atomic Habits by James Clear, but I love Gary Vaynerchuk's, oh shoot, I forget the first book, but it's one about social media. All right. And then there's Kiyosaki out there. There's all kinds of experts out there about that. But then there's local people that can help you as well. So there you have it. 10 minutes straight talk to help you conquer, can't conquer my talking, but conquer the financial fears that help you keep you up at night. That we want to help not keep you up at night. We want to help you remember that fear is just a 4-letter word. It's not my favorite 4-letter word, and it shouldn't be yours. It's time to face it, fight it, and forge ahead. No more excuses. It's time to go out and get there and go make it happen. All right. Look forward to hearing from you. Message me with any comments, questions, fears, suggestions, and please let me know what tip helped you the most. Cheers.